Hello, welcome to Scale Modeling, and welcome to part 10 of our MiniArt military truck. And in the last video, I'd undercoated the rear tray, the tool rack, and the rear seats for the back of the truck. They're being painted in the green, and that's all drying at the moment. And in the meantime, while all this paint's been happening, I've been organising the wheels. So let's have a look at the wheels. I've got the wheels made up here. These are the two rear wheels, which are ready to paint. I'm going to give these all black Mr. Surfacer. Then we've got the two front wheels, also ready to paint. And then we've got the spare wheel. Okay, so what I'm going to do is get all these done, and when they dry, I'll be doing with the Tamiya black rubber. I'll do that, and then after that's dried, I'm planning on hand brushing the rims themselves, which means I won't need to mask up anything. We'll see how that goes. I do have the option of using liquid mask if I need to, so I might try and do that. I'm just trying to look at the easiest way. To be honest, this being the first vehicle I've had to paint, the wheels are just so complicated and so hard. How do you mask round wheels? I mean, I know there's ways to do it, but yeah, for the moment, I should have thought of all that earlier and worked out how I'm going to mask them, but I've decided to go about it this way, and I'm sure it'll come out fine. All right, so I'll go paint these up now, and while I'm here, I'll also be doing the jerry cans, which I've done. They've got one little piece of photo etch around there that represents a strap, but they're all going to be painted up the same as the colour of the truck, so I might as well do them while I'm undercoating everything else. I've just got to add some wires to them so I can handle them to brush. Okay, so I shall return shortly. Okay, welcome back. So while those are drying, now I have done the green base coat over the rear tray and all the back of the truck, so that's all drying. I've also done the tool frame and all that in the green. The tyres are done in the rubber black, so that's all drying. And really, I'm not going to get to do any clear coats on that till tomorrow because it's getting a bit late in the day. So while all that's drying, I thought, well, I'll grab the tools here. So here we've got our little shovel, the axe, and a pick. And because I'm doing this, the Engineering Combat Battalion in France, which is this one here, you'll see that the handles on these tools, even though it doesn't give you color call-outs, there is actually a couple of decals, looks like. Number 8 and 11, I think, or no, that's a color. Okay, let me check that. Number 8 is color. So 8 is the gunmetal, which I have, but I was thinking of using dark iron. I think that might be a bit better than gunmetal. Gunmetal tends to have a bit more of a shine to it, and I don't know if I really want to make them shiny. So yeah, I think I'll stick with the dark iron. And the other color number is 11. And number 11 is the wood. Well, it just says wood. It says XF79. So I was thinking of going with XF64. It's a bit of a red brown. I mean, you know, it's your own, up to yourself. It doesn't really matter. Um, but yeah, I think I might go with the darker brown. Also, the handle of the shovel, I noticed on the drawing, on the artwork here for this, is silver, or it's metal looking. So I may use flat aluminium for that. All right, so gunmetal. Should I do it gunmetal? Yeah, I think I will. All right, I'll use the gunmetal instead of the dark iron. All right, so yeah, let's get started with this. I think I'll start with the red brown. This up a little bit earlier, but I'll give it another quick go. We've got this long handle piece here, which is for the pick. And then we've got the axe handle and the shovel handle. And my luck, I don't know, these lids get very, very tight. And it's my fault because I don't clear the paint off properly, I suppose. So there's the brown. I think that looks good. The wood brown. And don't forget, these will also have a panel line wash over them as well. So they're going to, you know, change a bit of colour that way too. Right, what am I doing? Okay, ready? Without bumping the camera. Back on the overhead so you can see here. I'm just thinking this brush might be a little bit too big. I have the option of a smaller brush might be better. Got a whole selection over here. I think I'll stick with the one I've got. What's that, 00 or different sort of 00? Yeah, this one. All right. It's good. Yeah, I like this brown, it's good colour. Looks pretty good. Obviously, when I take them off the sprue, especially that connecting point there, I'll have to touch up. But, that'll be fine. So that's the handle for the pick. Now we'll do the axe handle. Good. That looks about it. Just that little spot in there. Done. Good. So the handle for the spade, I'll sort of, I'll do that, allowing for the silver, for the metal portion. And it looks like it's very detailed, so that black area goes right up to here. So I'm just going to go like that. Touch that in there. There. And that looks good. And I noticed right at the top of the handle is wood. Again, definitely meant to be touched up when it comes off the sprue. Right. Okay. They're all done. Now I just need to rinse the brush. I'll do the aluminium bit next, and just get this little glass to rinse with. Getting into that. Should be enough for that. The aluminium is really just for that handle on the shovel. Okay. Oh, can't open this one, can I? What have I got here? Yeah, there's one I've used. It's already thin. That's the one I was after. Right, yeah. Yeah, I just need to get that. That's it. That's about it. Just a spot under there. Good. All right. And I'll be right back, and I'll go get the oh, what was it? Not the dark iron, the oh gunmetal, of course. I'll go get the gunmetal. Be back in a sec. Okay, so we got the gunmetal now. So brush cleaned. Okay. We'll start to the axe head. Way. Yeah, I think that does look a bit better. It has that bit of a shine to it. We'll do the pick now. Should be fine. Yeah. And now the spade or shovel. Yeah. Good. Okay, done. Let those dry and make sure that they get clear coated with everything else it needs doing later. And yeah, they come up well. All right, I'll be back in a sec. Okay, so I'll just put these aside to dry, and then I'll probably take them off and put them in one of our little cups where they're safe. Leave them there for now. All right, I'll be back in a sec. Get myself all a bit organised here. Okay, so with all those bits and pieces drying, I've got to do something. So I'm actually moving on here to step 66, which, believe it or not, is the last step, at least before doing figures. And it's putting the slats on the roof. They go on the roof of the backer here. Now, they are all on the sprue here. And I'm just trying to work out the best way to paint them. And I'm thinking if I take them off, yeah, I think if I take them off, that'd be the best way. I could use my little clamps here just to hold them as I, whoops, you know, fiddling around, nearly bending a piece and breaking it. Yeah, I think that might be the best, because otherwise there's 4 connection points on each of them and it'd be too much to, touching up. All right, I'm going to take these off. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we do have a spare, so it wouldn't have mattered if I'd broken that one. I'll take them off, get them, well, tied up, looking neat and ready to paint, I suppose. All right, I shall return. Okay, I've got all these trimmed up. Be very careful with these, they're very fragile. None broke, so that was good. I'll go and paint these up and put them in the little drying room with everything else. These will be pretty much dry now. I'll take them off the sprue, touch them up where required, and drop them in a container ready to be attached after everything else gets, well, actually I should clear coat that too, shouldn't I? So I'll wait, I'll leave them on there and I'll clear coat them. All right, I'm back in a second. Hey, welcome back. So here are my tires, all done in rubber black, which look pretty good, eh? Certainly would. I love that color. It just really does give it that rubber look. And as I said, I've decided to hand paint the rims, and it's actually turned out better than I thought. I don't know how well you can see that, but it's come up really well. And I mean, they don't have to be perfectly painted like it would if they were airbrushed. I mean, look how filthy these are going to be when I weather them up. So I think that's come up really well. So I've got quite a few to do. This is the spare tire, and I've just done that. So that one's all good to go on. I'm going to go through all the rest of them. The other parts, including the tops of the rear tray bed itself, and all that we built, has all just been clear coated in a flat clear, and it's looking really good. That's all drying, so it's late in the afternoon now, so that'll be till tomorrow. I gave these a quick spray as well, so there's our tools, just letting them dry, and then I'll take them off and put them away. The rack for them is done, so that'll all be going on tomorrow. All goes well, I'll get these done now, and then I don't know if I need to clear coat these. I guess I will, yes. I'll do them in just a flat clear as well, because there's going to be quite a bit of weathering on this truck, and that needs to be clear coated for that. All right, so yeah, I'll keep painting away and get all these done. Okay, I'll be back shortly. Bye. Hello, welcome back again. So the wheels are painted up. So here's our spare wheel, which was from step 12, I think. No, it's the other way around. Step 21. Our two front wheels from step 56, and our two rear wheels. And I'm glad I hand painted them, because masking them would have taken ages and I wouldn't have got any better job. I think they came up really, really fine. So all I'm going to do now is clear coat them with flat clear, and they're done. Oh, there you go. They even roll. Now, I'll put these aside and I'll just show you what else we've got. I don't really need those, do I? Okay. So we've also now clear coated the bench seats. So they're done. And there we've got the rear tray completely done. And that's all clear coated as well. And we've got some decals to go on the back there that I know of. So we'll probably be doing that next. And put the bench seats in there. And then we've got the tops to go on, which are on here. Sorry, the colour will go because of the white. But there you go. So they're all clear coated and painted up. So they're set to go. We also have our little toolbox frame, which I haven't put the tools in yet because they're still here, but they are clear coated. So they're ready to come off the sprue, and they all go on there. Hopefully they're all going to fit. I'll put that there. And then we've got our two jerry cans, which are also clear coated. So I don't know if there's decals to go on those. I'll have to check. Okay. All right. So what am I going to do now? Decals. So I'm going to go and put all these somewhere safe in little plastic containers, and we'll come back. I'll set up for the decals. Okay, back shortly. Okay, so we're all set up for decals. Got our mark fit, got a couple of decals to go on the rear fold down tray, which is not going to fold down because I've glued it up. And we've got our water, paper towel, and all the rest. So let's get one of these on. So this is going to go in the center here. No problem. Put that there. Bit of mark fit on there. That's it. Slightly warm water, so it shouldn't take too long. It's not real stable. I'm just going to pop that in there to keep that in one place like we want. The decal should only take a few seconds to be floating on there. Just check. Yep, that looks about right. The excess water off. We're just going to move it across a little bit. Get it where we want it to be. That's good. Just make sure that's straight. Which it is. Yeah. It was straight. That's better. Yep. Okay. Now we've got the star to go in. Give that a couple of minutes. So the magic of movie. Back in a sec. Okay, that's ready to come off. This is where we want it. Make sure it's straight. It's good. Bring it down just a little bit. There we go. It's sort of sitting up a bit because there's a little piece sticking up there that it's sitting up against. I don't want it to. That's much better. Good. So it's straight. Yep, that's it. Just had to move it 1/1000th of a millimeter higher on the right. It's all good. Now we've got a few more decals, which go, just checking, on the bonnet. So we need to grab our bonnet and we put another one of those, the blue ones, goes on the bonnet. And I'm just checking if there's anything else I've missed. No, we've already got the star on the bonnet. So there's two on the bonnet. Yeah, two more blue ones. Now, while I got this here, a couple of taillights that need to be painted red on the rear, as well as on the side. So on the side in here. So I'll do those while I grab the bonnet too. Okay, be back in a sec. Okay, so I've got the star on the bonnet. I'm just going to put the USA and number on the side here, and there'll be one on the other side. So that should be right to go, I think. Yep. All the excess water off. Now I just got to get this correct one here. It looks perfect like that. Might just go a little bit further forward to there. Get it up that thousandths of a millimeter again. There it is. There we go. Sorry if I did that off camera, as I have a habit of doing. And now, do the other side. Give this a minute. Tidy up after myself. And pop that on there. And then that will be decal number 12 on. Also number 8, which was the star. And then there's 12 on the other side we're doing. That's all the decals as far as the pictures on here are concerned. But we do have some decals still on the sheet that I know there's other versions, but you know, the one here that shows you the tonnage and the stuff, I would thought that would go somewhere near the tray. So I will go through page by page through the instructions and check to make sure I've got all these decals right. Yeah, there we go, it's coming off there. Okay, slide this on. Position it. Looks good just about there. Sorry, back on camera. Yeah, I'm not going to touch that. I think that looks fine. Just come down a fraction like that. Okay, we're good. Right. So yeah, like I said, I'll go through right from step 1, make sure I haven't missed any decals. And yeah, I'll be right back. I'll let you know. Back in a sec. Okay, so there's no more decals. These are all for the other versions. Been right through from the first to the step where we're at. So they're all spares. I never throw out decals. You never know when you might need something. Okay, so now what I'll do is we'll go on to finishing the tools off in a little toolbox frame, and we'll get them fitted. Okay, hopefully they'll all fit with all that photo etch. Okay, I'll get myself set up back here again. Back in a sec. Okay, so there's our little tool frame with all our tools: shovel, pick, the handle, the axe. I know it's tiny, so I'll throw a photo up here, and you can have a look at that. It all went in quite well. I was surprised. All the bits of photo etch, I had to bend them around the belts that needed to go over it, and then sitting under the little metal bit for the axe there, it's slotted in there nicely. Everything fitted in its spot. Really, really good, surprisingly. Well, I shouldn't be saying that because it's a MiniArt. They're very precise, so I found. Okay, so that's done. I think we need to bring the truck out now and start fitting some pieces. Probably the seats in the back tray. That looks like the next thing on the list. Let me just get everything back on the mat here. Okay, so here we go. So here's our tray. All ready. What we're going to do now is put the bench seats in, which simply what I do is I just lay that in there, and it sits nicely. Push it back, tilt it up, and that's how that's going to glue in. So what I'll need to do is just put some glue on those points along the top there, and that side will be done. Very snug fit. Let me just do this. Doing this off camera, I shouldn't be. Just do this. Here we go. Try again. 1, 2, 3, 5. That's all it needs. Drop it back in. Slide it up. Tilt it up. And hold it there for a second. I don't even have to hold it. That fits. That's just going to dry like that. So there's one bench seat in. Good. Now I'll just do the other side. Okay. Same thing, just a little bit of glue on the points there. That's it. Put that in. Tilt it up. And there it is. Good. Sitting in. Not quite as good a fit as the other side, but it's in there. This one might need a little bit of help. Just with a bit of glue, super glue. Well, that'll be fine there. Just let that dry. Check. Looks good. Right, now, next, we could do the pieces on the top for the canopy supports. But let me just go and check. Hang on, the instructions. Okay, so there's both our bench seats are in. And now we've got the tool chest, which just goes on the side there like that. So let's glue that in. Okay, we'll just put a touch of glue down in there. And should be good to go. I'll do that and then see what else there is to do. Okay, there we go. The tools are on. Sitting in there nicely. Okay. So now we've moved on. Now we'll what will we do? Bring the chassis down with the rest of the truck and look at putting some wheels on. We've still got these cross member pieces at the top here. I may do them. We've got all the pieces in here. There they are there. Let's see if we can just do a quick test fit. See how they're going to go. They should be fine. Just going to have to do one at a time on one side and then come along and do them on the other side there. Otherwise, but they do. There's no like slots for them to go into or anything. But yeah, just a matter of doing them so they're straight. Yeah, all right. I will do these off camera and we'll see what they look like when they're on, eh? Back in a sec. Okay, so there's all those rails all installed on the top. Went on no problem at all. Just had to glue one side at a time, made sure that was dry, then lined up the other side and touched all them along. And it's all good. All right. Now, we've got to bring the truck down. Let's look. Here it is. And, well, we've got to put wheels on, I suppose. I'm just going to let that dry for a little longer. Turn it around. And I need to test fit it on that. For the wheels and working on the sides now, I'll just change our camera view back to the side, get a better shot. Back in a sec. Okay, so here's all our pieces that need to go on to finish the truck. And all I've test fitted, really, I mean, I've already checked the bonnet and the door, but this I just put on recently, and I'm just checking now. And it goes on well. I'm just trying to see where that. There it goes. Sits in there. It's funny, when I had the camera off, it just dropped into place. Turn the camera on, and making me struggle a bit. Okay. Shouldn't be too hard. It's just little connection points under here that line up at the back here, and the rest should be right. And I think there it is. That's it there. Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, I'm glad that fits. But we can't put that on yet because we're supposed to put some wheels on first. At least I think that would be best. And the spare wheel goes up under there, which is a little bit concerning because I want to be sure that's going to clear. And I think it will. I hope it will. We'll just test it there. We'll just sit that where it's going to go. I know you can't see. Hang on, I'll turn this around. So the spare wheel is sitting pretty much just there. Then we need to be able to put that back on top. Oh yeah, that's fine. Good. All right. So number one is we'll glue that spare wheel down. There are a couple of little pins there that show you where it's going to sit, which is exactly, is it under those? Sort of. There it is there. That's it. All right. I'll put a bit of glue under that. And yeah, what I might do is say you don't have to watch me struggle and go through every individual bit. We'll play this a bit fast forwarded, so we'll get all these pieces on and make sure the viewing time's only going to be about 5 minutes at the most. All right. Okay, so here we go. Time lapse. Here we go. Let's start it now. Hello, welcome back. So the time lapse sort of worked. It took a lot longer than I thought. I had a few difficulties, to say the least. But here we go. So what happened first of all was putting this rear tray on. Um, it wasn't sitting down at the front there. I don't know. I couldn't figure out why. And then I realized there was a piece of photo etch sticking down. There it is there actually. um, that was hitting right on the main chassis rail. And it was in the right place and everything. I just don't know why. So I had to cut that off. I also cut off the other side as well. I think the tolerances were just so tight, I couldn't get it in. So I cut them off. That's okay. They're behind the cab. There's no way you could see them. So that's fine. And after that, it went down, but it still touched on the spare tyre. So I had to move the spare tyre about 2 millimeters back so it would clear the spare tyre. And then it went on straight and fine. So now it's not glued down because I've still got some weathering to do. And I don't think I will glue it down. I might just leave it sitting there. Because there's quite a lot of detail under there that can be shown off. So I might just leave it on. But for the moment, it's just sitting like that. Okay, and there's the rear with our tyre. Looks fine. So the jerry cans went on. I don't know why they seem to have a little locating tabs underneath, but they don't sit on anything. They just sit against the footrests, the footboards on the side, and that's where I had to glue them on. So they're fine, and they also clear this as well, so they didn't get in the way of that. That was fine. The door, no problem at all. The door's on. I put the mirror back on that was off before, so that's all good. And yeah, that's it. So now I need to do some weathering. So I'll need to get all the weathering equipment out, but that will be in the final and last video of the series number. That'll be in number 11. So for now, we've done well. We've got to here, and we'll do the weathering and we'll finish this truck off. Okay, so thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Give us a thumbs up, and your comments are welcome below. And I'll see you in the final video, part 11. Okay, bye for now.